My child, you didn't find this message by accident. I have waited until now to reveal this to you, because now your heart is ready. Now the time has come. You've felt it, haven't you? The stirring, the unease, a quiet sense that something greater was trying to get your attention. You've looked around, and the world seemed louder, colder, more chaotic. But underneath all of that, I was calling, and today you answered. There are things I placed inside you long ago. Visions, dreams, warnings, promises, but they were hidden, veiled from your understanding, until this moment. Because the timing had to be perfect, not a second too soon, and not a moment too late. And now, child, the appointed hour has arrived. You've been walking through what felt like silence, praying, hoping, crying out in the dark, asking, God, where are you? When will things change? And I've heard every single word. Not one tear you've cried has fallen unnoticed. Not one prayer has been lost. But I had to hide this message, not to punish you, but to protect you. Because if I had revealed this before, it would have been attacked, misunderstood, rejected. You weren't ready, and neither was the path ahead. But now, the gates are opening. The veil is lifting, and I am giving you insight, divine insight, for the next season of your life. You've been sensing the pressure build, the resistance, the spiritual warfare that seemed to come from every side. That wasn't your imagination. You were being watched. The enemy tried to destroy you before this message could reach you, before you could step into the alignment I've prepared. Because he knew, if you ever saw what I've hidden for you, if you ever stepped into the clarity I ordained, you'd become unstoppable. This isn't just encouragement, it's activation. I'm not here to pat your head and say, everything's okay. I'm here to say, get up. This is your moment. I've placed fire in your bones. I've deposited strategy, strength, and supernatural discernment within you. You don't even realize how much power you carry yet, but you're about to. You've been walking through a season of confusion. People turned on you, doors shut, paths dried up, and it made you wonder, did I miss it? Did I mess up? But I tell you, no, you didn't miss anything. You've been hidden for your protection, for preparation, and for this revelation. Because this, what you're hearing now, is not just words, it's an unsealing. You are being awakened. A divine alert is going off in your spirit. You may not understand everything yet, but your heart knows. This is real. This is for me. This is my time. And now, in order to receive blessing, type Amen 1111. You see, the world has tried to distract you. Busyness, fear, shame, even relationships that drained you. But now I am doing a divine clearing. I am removing what I did not send, and I am restoring what the enemy tried to corrupt. I've seen the battles behind your smile, the nights when you stayed awake, wrestling with doubt. I saw you stand when it would have been easier to fall. I saw you choose to believe when everything around you told you not to, and for that, I am honoring you. You didn't even know it, but your obedience in the quiet placed a demand on heaven, and now heaven is responding. The time has come to walk in the clarity you've been craving. The confusion is lifting, the fog is clearing, and I am giving you eyes to see. Yes, you will begin to discern who is for you and who is not. You will feel me pulling you out of the things that no longer serve your destiny. The shaking you're feeling? It's me, breaking false foundations, undoing what wasn't built on my word. And I'm warning you now, Don't cling to what I'm tearing down. Don't return to what I've called you out from. Because if you do, you'll delay what I've already made ready. Let me be direct. You are entering a divine pivot, a prophetic crossing. And there are some things, some people, some mindsets, some patterns that cannot cross with you. This is not just another encouraging word. This is a spiritual awakening. Your instructions are changing. Your atmosphere is shifting. And if you'll obey me, you'll walk into miracles that don't make sense. Things you've waited years for will come suddenly. Doors you couldn't open by force will open by favor. Battles you've been fighting in the flesh will be broken in the spirit. But it starts with this. You must respond. This is the hour of obedience. Do not harden your heart. Do not second guess. Do not go back to sleep, because the warning has been lifted. And now, the message is clear. The time is now. And before I continue revealing the deeper things I've held back until this moment, like, comment, and subscribe, so I can keep sending you the messages that are only for you and continue blessing you in ways you don't yet see. You've been asking me, why did it take so long? Why did I have to wait while others moved ahead? Why did everything feel delayed, even when I was faithful? And I will tell you now, not everything that was delayed was denied, but some delays were demonic. Yes, the enemy fought hard to keep you stuck. He surrounded you with cycles, confusion, discouragement, false voices. He tried to convince you that I had forgotten you, that I had changed my mind, that the promise had expired, but I never changed. I never left, and I never removed what I spoke over you. I simply waited until I could break the interference, until I could expose the sabotage that worked behind the scenes, until I could bring you to this moment fully awake. Because if I had moved too soon, you would have walked into your next season still carrying the lies, still believing you weren't worthy, still afraid of rejection, still tied to people who were assigned to keep you small. But I am the God who redeems lost time, and what was delayed, I'm now accelerating. You're about to see me move in ways that will make up for everything that tried to slow you down. The delay didn't destroy your destiny. It prepared it. Because while the enemy was trying to block you, I was building something stronger in you. Look back for a moment. The storms you survived, the moments you should have given up, the pain that should have broken you, but it didn't. That wasn't just survival. That was me, strengthening you when you thought you had nothing left, preserving the flame when all you saw was ashes, holding you when no one else knew how deeply you were unraveling. So now, when I open the door, you won't walk in as a wounded beggar. You'll walk in as an heir with authority. You are not who you used to be. That version of you, the one that was unsure, insecure, waiting for permission, has died. I'm raising up the real you, the one I formed before you ever faced betrayal, the one who was called before you ever felt rejected, the one who carries my spirit. And hear me now. I don't care how many said you weren't qualified. I don't care how long you felt invisible. I don't care how many said, it's too late. Because I'm the one who decides the time. And this is your time. You may feel nervous, you may not feel ready, but I've already gone ahead of you, and what's about to open, no man can shut. Yes, the warning was real. Yes, the battle was intense, but you've passed through it. You've stood. And now, you rise. So listen closely. There are some things you must do now. immediately. Because when I move, I don't move halfway. I shift everything. First, release what I've told you to release. Stop delaying obedience. That relationship that drains your spirit, let it go. That habit you run to in secret, surrender it. That fear that still whispers, what if it fails again? Silence it with my word. You are stepping into sacred territory, and you cannot bring Egypt with you into your promised land. Second, begin preparing your hands for what I'm placing in them. No more procrastination, no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. What you build now, I will breathe on it. What you start now, I will accelerate it. And third, stay close to me, because just as fast as I open doors, I will also reveal enemies, and I will give you discernment to see who is for your spirit and who is sent to destroy your focus. I will give you dreams. I will whisper things in your spirit in the quiet hours of the night. Write them down. Do not dismiss them, because I'm about to start downloading blueprints, instructions for your next assignment. You've been in a wilderness, but now the cloud is moving. And where I go, you must follow. I've waited for this moment. I've guarded you for this moment. I've shielded you from what could have broken you permanently, because I knew this day would come. The day when you would open the message and know it was me. No more delay, no more hiding, no more hesitation. This is your confirmation. This is your call. This is your divine summons. Now walk with me. I have more to show you. You've been praying for open doors. But child, what if I told you the door was already open? Yes, I heard you the first time. The first tear, the first whisper, the first quiet surrender when no one was watching. While you were waiting, I was working. While you were worrying, I was weaving together miracles behind the scenes, arranging encounters, preparing resources, softening hearts, and setting the stage for something you can't even fully imagine yet. You ask me, when will I see it? I say to you, now. The heavens are not closed to you. The blessings were never denied, but you were in a war, and you didn't even realize it. A war for your clarity, for your voice, for your vision. The enemy wanted to distract you, detour you, detain you, and for a while it looked like he did. But even then, I covered you. Even when you didn't feel strong, I held you steady. Even when you didn't feel spiritual, I counted it as faith. Because I saw your heart, not just your performance. You thought you lost time. You thought you missed your moment. But I'm restoring what you thought was wasted. Yes, I am the Redeemer of time. And what should have taken years will now take months. What was impossible in the natural will be released by supernatural intervention. You're stepping into something unfamiliar, but don't be afraid. Because even in the unknown, you are not alone. I am with you. And what's coming isn't just for you. It's for everyone tied to your obedience. You've been assigned to carry something bigger than yourself. That's why the resistance was so great. That's why the warfare was so intense. Because what I've placed in you is going to break chains off of others. The healing you carry, the words you speak, the light in your eyes. It's not ordinary. You're dangerous to darkness. And now, I'm awakening your awareness of that truth. You are not small. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are anointed, and my spirit is upon you. To go where others were afraid to go, to love where others walked away, to believe when others gave up. You've been prepared in private, But now I'm revealing you in the open, and some won't understand it. They'll question your authority. They'll wonder where you got your strength. But I will be your defense, and those who mocked your waiting season will witness your harvest season. Yes, I am bringing you into a harvest, not just of material things, but of meaning, peace where there was once torment, purpose where there was once confusion, clarity where there was once fog, love where there was once loneliness. And still, I'm not finished. There's a reason I've placed this message in front of you today, because something in you is stirring right now. You feel it. You recognize it. Your spirit is leaping because it's time. It's time to believe me again. It's time to pray like the answer is already on the way. It's time to speak like you carry heaven's authority. It's time to move forward like nothing can hold you back. Because the truth is, nothing can. No more excuses. No more comparing your journey to others. No more questioning your worth. No more waiting for someone to give you permission. I'm giving it to you now. You are free to rise, free to start, free to build, free to walk in the fullness of who I created you to be. And every time fear whispers, "But what if you fail?" remind it who you walk with. Remind it who called you. Remind it what I already overcame on your behalf. Because this story you're living, I wrote it. And the next chapter is about to unfold with power you've never seen before. Stay close to me. Stay focused. Stay ready. Because what comes next will prove why the battle was so intense and why the delay had to break before the release could come. You're almost there, beloved. The divine turnaround has already begun, and I will not stop until I complete what I started in you. You didn't even know it fully at the time, but the enemy launched a coordinated assault against your life, not just to delay your blessing, but to break your identity. He targeted your mind first. He whispered lies in quiet hours. He made you question your worth, your calling, your very existence. And slowly, subtly, he tried to rewrite the truth I spoke over you. He told you it was too late. He told you everyone else was ahead. He told you that I had passed you by. But those were not my words. They were forged in darkness, and I am exposing them now. Every thought that made you feel like giving up, it wasn't born in you. It was planted. But today, I'm pulling those roots out. You are not weak. You are not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are mine. And every fiery dart he sent to destroy your faith, I am now turning it into a sword in your hand. You don't even realize this yet. But what was sent to break you has built something unstoppable in your spirit. You've learned how to pray when no one else was listening. You've learned how to keep moving even when the lights were off. You've learned how to trust me, not because you saw miracles yet, but because your heart refused to let go. That is faith. And child, I honor it. You see, the enemy didn't just try to delay your destiny. He tried to delay your revelation. He tried to keep you distracted with noise. He tried to surround you with toxic patterns and false alignments. He tried to make you feel tired, apathetic, disconnected. He tried to drain your fire, slowly, quietly. But what he underestimated was the fire I placed in you that cannot die. Even when it flickered, it didn't go out. Even when you whispered, "I don't know how much longer I can do this," heaven leaned in closer and covered you with mercy. Because I never abandoned you. I never stopped watching. I never stopped speaking, even when you couldn't hear me. And now, beloved, I am restoring your ears. I'm giving you back your discernment, your sharpness, your prophetic sensitivity. You'll begin to hear me again, clearly, intimately, not just through messages like this, but in the still moments when it's just you and me. You'll feel my presence stir in your room. You'll begin to sense when I'm speaking, even before the words form, because I'm reawakening what the enemy tried to put to sleep. He wanted you numb. He wanted you disconnected. But I say to you now, wake up, child. The slumber is over. Now, arise in boldness. Arise in clarity. Arise in your spiritual identity. Because what's ahead requires you to walk in authority, not just survival. No more shrinking. No more tiptoeing around your calling. No more apologizing for your anointing. I placed it there. I chose you. Yes, you. Not the version of you you think I want. Not the polished, perfected, well-spoken version. I chose you in your rawness. I called you in your brokenness. And I am using the very places the enemy tried to wound as wells of living water for others. You're not just coming out of this with survival. You're coming out with strategy, with discernment, with a voice that carries deliverance. Your story won't just inspire, it will set captives free. This is why you couldn't quit. This is why the pressure was so intense. This is why the fire had to come, not to destroy you, but to refine you, to separate the gold from the lies, to bring forth the strength I placed in you before you were born. Because the days ahead will require a new posture. You're not going back to old cycles. You're not entertaining the familiar chains. You're not wasting your time on people who can't see the oil I placed on you. This is your crossing over point, and the only thing you're allowed to carry forward is your yes. Everything else, leave it. The fear, the regret, the self-sabotage, the guilt, the weight that was never yours to carry, leave it at my feet. I'll take it all, and in exchange, I'll give you a strength you've never known, a peace that can't be stolen, a fire that won't burn out. This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter the enemy never wanted written, the chapter where you rise in power, and I promise you, what I'm about to do next in your life will silence every doubt and remind every watching eye that I was always with you, even now. Things are shifting. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but in the spirit realm, doors have been opened. Chains have fallen. Battles have already been won. The answers you've prayed for, they're not on the way. They've already been released. I'm not preparing to bless you. I already have. What's been delayed was not the blessing itself. It was your access to it. But now the blockages have been removed. The interference has been silenced, and the realm of the impossible is breaking into your now. You've felt the tension lately, haven't you? The strange heaviness, the emotional turbulence, the pull between peace and pressure. That's not coincidence. That's the sound of transition. The realm around you is responding to what I've already declared over you. Heaven has moved, and earth is catching up. So do not interpret the pressure as punishment. Do not misread the silence as absence. Do not confuse stillness with inactivity. I am moving quickly, but strategically. I'm placing people in your path who carry keys. I'm closing doors that once looked like opportunities. I'm aligning timelines that were once disjointed. And most importantly, I'm calling you to align, not just with good intentions, but with divine posture, with spiritual precision, because where you're going, casual obedience won't be enough. You'll need to walk by spirit. You'll need to listen when I whisper. You'll need to move when I nudge, even when it doesn't make sense. But hear me. Obedience in this season will unlock supernatural flow. Provision will come from unexpected places. Confirmations will arrive before you even ask. Healing will sweep through areas you thought would never recover. And peace, unshakable, holy peace, will guard your heart like a shield. I'm not just answering one prayer, I'm redeeming years. Every moment the enemy thought he stole, I am returning in power. Every delay you thought disqualified you, I'm using as a part of your promotion. Because the blessing isn't coming in the way you expected. It's not always wrapped in flashing lights and grand entrances. Sometimes it arrives quietly, softly, through conversations that seem ordinary, through opportunities that appear small. Don't overlook the divine just because it's not dramatic. The subtle door may be the one that carries your inheritance. Be watchful. Be ready. Don't move in fear. Move in wisdom. And trust the nudges of my spirit. Because in this hour, I am restoring your spiritual sensitivity. You will know what's from me. You will discern what's sent to distract. And you will walk with such clarity that not even confusion can cling to you. This is your hour of divine positioning, and I am releasing angelic assistance. Not a metaphor, not a poetic idea. I mean it, child. My angels are moving on your behalf, even now. They are clearing paths. They are guarding your mind. They are fighting battles in places you cannot see. And they are carrying what belongs to you into your atmosphere. You've felt delayed, but you've never been denied. The blessing was not lost. It was stored, protected, preserved, until the time was right. And now, I say to you, the time is right. So prepare your heart, clean your hands, shed what no longer fits this next season. Let go of bitterness. Release old narratives. Forgive those who couldn't see your value, because the version of you that's emerging is not the same one who walked through that last fire. You've been refined, revealed, realigned, and now I will show you what I was preparing all along. There will be moments soon where you'll stop mid-step, not in fear, but in awe, because you'll realize this is it. This is what you were praying for. This is what you held on for. This is what you didn't give up for. And when it happens, you won't have to force anything. You'll recognize it because your spirit already knows. It's time. Do you feel that stirring? That quiet trembling underneath the surface? It's not anxiety. It's not fear. It's the sound of rebuilding. The places that once felt like ruins. The areas you gave up on. The dreams you buried with tears. I'm breathing life into them again. Because I am the God who rebuilds from ashes. I am the one who turns graves into gardens. I don't discard broken things. I restore them. And I don't just restore them to where they were. I elevate them beyond what you imagined. I know what was stolen. I know how long you waited. I saw the moments you tried to convince yourself to stop hoping. But, child, I never stopped writing your story. Even when the chapter looked dark. Even when the silence was loud. Even when you doubted if anything good could come from what was lost. I was already designing something greater. Now listen closely. This restoration will not look like your past. Because I'm not taking you back. I'm taking you forward. That relationship I removed, it was blocking the love I'm sending. That opportunity that slipped through your fingers. It wasn't the door I ordained. It was a decoy. That closed chapter that felt so painful. It was the ending necessary for a new foundation. And that's what I'm laying now. A new foundation. Not built on fear, not built on performance, but built on identity, on peace, on truth. Because when I rebuild, I don't patch over cracks. I tear down every faulty layer until nothing remains but what I've authored. That's why it felt like everything collapsed at once. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. I needed to separate you from the systems that kept wounding you, from the cycles that kept repeating, from the voices that kept confusing your purpose, from the lies that felt like facts. And now, the scaffolding is coming down. You will see the beauty of what I've been building behind the scenes. You're not just being restored, you're being fortified. You'll stand taller in this season, not in pride, but in clarity. You'll walk with discernment, not suspicion, but wisdom. You'll speak with authority, not volume, but conviction born from fire. Because what you've walked through gave you a voice that carries weight. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will accept it, but they will feel it. And that's why I've been so intentional with your process, because your voice was not meant to echo the world. It was meant to break chains. You won't just recover. You'll reign, and others will come to you, drawn by the fragrance of someone who's been in my presence. They'll ask, "How did you get through it?" And you'll point them to me, not with formulas, but with fire. You'll testify, you'll deliver, you'll carry healing in your very presence. Not because you studied for it, but because you survived what should have crushed you. And now, everything that once tried to bury you will become seed for a harvest so abundant it will bless generations after you. So do not shrink back now. Do not second guess what you know I'm saying. Do not apologize for the new boldness I'm putting on you. The world needs it. The people connected to your voice, the ones who are still trapped in the pain you've come through. And I'm sending you, rebuilt, refined, revived, not a victim, not forgotten, not broken, but anointed. This is the version of you I've always seen. This is the version of you that hell tried to prevent. This is the version that moves in miracles. So go forward, child, not in fear but in faith, because from here on out, you're not walking through ruins. You're walking on holy ground. The pace is changing. You've felt it, haven't you? The quickening in your spirit, the divine unrest, not of fear but of readiness. That's because the hour of acceleration has arrived. What once took years will happen in moments. What seemed impossible will align without your effort. The time you thought was lost, I am redeeming it now. Because when I move, I don't follow human timelines. I don't consult calendars. I don't ask permission from systems that once confined you. I move by eternity, and eternity says, "This is your appointed time." I've hidden you for a reason. I slowed things down for a reason, not to punish you, but to preserve you, so you wouldn't step into promotion before your spirit was ready, so you wouldn't enter rooms you weren't yet graced to carry, so you wouldn't build on foundations still infected by old wounds. But now, the process is complete. The preparation has reached fullness, and I am releasing you into motion. You'll notice it. Doors opening without you knocking. People showing up who carry pieces of your promise. Resources arriving from unexpected directions. And deep within, a knowing that this is not random. Because it's not random. It's alignment. You are stepping into what I designed before you were even born. The pages you are about to live were written in my book before you took your first breath. And nothing, no delay, no mistake, no attack has erased them. They've only been waiting for the right time. And I say again, this is the time. But hear me clearly now. Acceleration is not just about speed. It's about divine timing. So stay close, stay sensitive, because I will prompt you suddenly. I will ask you to act quickly, to respond without hesitation. And those moments, those small nudges, will lead to major openings. Not everything will come with explanation, but everything will come with confirmation. You'll know it's me, because peace will go before it, grace will rest on it, and your spirit will bear witness, even when your mind is still catching up. Don't try to force this. You won't have to manipulate what's already yours. What I'm giving you cannot be stolen, duplicated, or denied. So rest in me. You're not chasing your purpose anymore. You're colliding with it. Everything you've walked through has brought you to this intersection, where preparation meets promise, where obedience meets overflow, where surrender meets supernatural speed. You thought you were behind, but you're actually ahead, because you waited on me. You thought others were passing you, but they were running toward stages I never assigned. You thought you missed your moment, but I was simply making the moment miss you until it was ready. Now that it's ready, you'll see what I meant all along when I said, "The last shall be first." Watch as I exalt what the world overlooked. Watch as I crown the humble. Watch as I elevate the voices that have been hidden in caves, crying out in secret, because I am building something that no man can claim credit for. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit. And you, beloved, you are part of it. So do not shrink to fit your past. Do not delay what I'm accelerating. Do not second guess the doors I am opening. Walk through them, boldly, fearlessly, in step with my spirit, because I go before you. I stand behind you, and I surround you. You are walking into a suddenly season, where things that felt stuck for years will move in days, where long-standing prayers will be answered before you can finish speaking them. This is not hype. This is not wishful thinking. This is the sound of heaven's yes. You've waited long enough. You've been faithful in little. You've endured the stretching, the silence, the stillness. Now watch what I do with your yes. This is the moment he feared most, not when you were weeping, not when you were weary, but now, when you're still standing. You've been through the fire, but you were not consumed. You walked through waters, but they did not drown you. You held on, even when your hands trembled. And now I step in and say, enough, enough delay, enough oppression, enough lies spoken over your destiny, enough nights filled with torment, enough of carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with, because I am turning it all around, not just for comfort, not just for relief, but for glory. Child, you must understand. What you thought was a breakdown was actually the setup for a breakthrough. The tears, they watered the soil of your future. The losses, they cleared space for something holy. The betrayals, they exposed what could not follow you where you're going. Every weapon formed against you, I am reversing it. Every word curse spoken over you, I am canceling it. Every system that rejected you, I am preparing a table in front of them. Yes, in front of those who watched you fall, you will rise, not in pride, not in revenge, but in radiance. Because what I'm doing now isn't about proving your worth. It's about revealing my faithfulness. Even in the wilderness, I was faithful. Even in silence, I was speaking. Even in your lowest moment, I was writing victory into your story. And now, the script shifts from sorrow to joy, from weeping to dancing, from delay to deliverance. I am bringing divine justice. The time you thought was wasted, I am restoring. The energy you spent fighting shadows, I am renewing. The hope you buried, I am resurrecting. And I'm doing it quickly. You'll look back and say, "How did it all turn around so fast?" And I will remind you, it wasn't sudden, it was sovereign. Because even when you couldn't see me, I was building. Even when it felt like nothing was happening, the deepest work was happening. I was healing the roots, repairing your foundation, rewriting your inner story so that when the blessing came, you wouldn't sabotage it with fear. You see, I wasn't just working on your situation, I was working on you. And now that the healing has happened, the release begins. I'm reversing the verdicts. Where they said denied, I'm saying approved. Where they said too late, I'm saying right on time. Where they said not enough, I'm saying more than ready. And I will not only restore what was lost, I will repay you. For every night you spent in anguish, for every moment you questioned your worth, for every time you were faithful and saw no reward, I will repay you with interest, because I am not unjust. I have seen it all. The sacrifices no one noticed, the quiet obedience, the forgiveness that cost you everything. You did it because you loved me. You stayed because you trusted me. You endured because something deep inside knew I wasn't finished. And you were right. Now, I will make it known that you were chosen. I will place a new authority on your voice. I will increase your influence, not for your glory, but for my kingdom. And those who misjudged you, those who dismissed you, will say, "Surely the hand of the Lord is upon them," because I'm lifting you, not on the strength of charisma, but on the weight of calling, not with the noise of performance, but with the fragrance of presence, not by chasing validation, but by resting in identity. The old cycle has ended. You won't go back to what drained you. You won't be tempted by what used to distract you. You won't tolerate what once made you small, because I've rewired your spirit to recognize what's divine and reject what's counterfeit. You're stepping into a new rhythm now, where grace leads, where discernment sharpens, where peace becomes your navigation system, and you will move in wisdom, not rushing, not hesitating, but flowing in step with me. Because the reversal is not just about you, it's for others watching. It's for those still in the fight. It's for the ones praying to see if hope is still worth it. And through you, they'll see, yes, hope is worth it. Faith is worth it. Obedience, even when no one claps for it, is worth it. I will use your story like a weapon, not to harm, but to heal, to break shame, to silence fear, to open eyes. And where the enemy once had access, I am placing glory. You'll walk through places that once held your pain and feel nothing but peace. You'll hear the names that once triggered anxiety and feel nothing but freedom. You'll revisit the memories that once brought tears and see them now through redemption, because what once broke you will now bless others. That's how I reverse it. That's how I write endings the world could never predict. That's how I glorify myself through you. So breathe again, stand up again, smile again, not because it's all easy, but because you know what's coming next. Beauty for ashes, strength for sorrow, glory for pain, and joy, unstoppable, holy, rising joy that no circumstance can shake. Because the reversal is not coming. The reversal is here. And if this word has reached the depths of your heart, if something in you knows this was not random, then I invite you, like, comment, and subscribe so I can keep sending you the messages that are only for you and continue blessing you in ways you don't yet see. Because this is just the beginning.